Welcome back to National Report. Axios is now reporting Secretary of State Antony Blinken has told G7 countries that Iran and Hezbollah could attack Israel as early as today. Both Iran and the terror group Hezbollah vowing to attack Israel in response to the assassinations of the Hamas political leader Ismail Haniyeh in Tehran and the Hezbollah military commander in Beirut.
We do have reporters in Israel we continue to check in with, but the Times of Israel is reporting Israel could consider launching a preemptive strike to deter Iran, but that's only if Israel finds concrete evidence Iran is planning to indeed attack. Let's bring in our guest now, Amir Fakhravar. He is the Senate chairman of the National Iranian Congress. That is the opposition group to the Iranian regime. And Gabriel Nerona is a former State Department special advisor on Iran. Thank you both for being on. Gabriel, can I start with you? What do you anticipate? We're kind of getting a slow drip of information. We know that POTUS is going to the Situation Room at 2:15 this afternoon. We know the Secretary of State says that the attack by Iran on Israel could be imminent and on a much larger scale than what we've seen with the 300 missile attacks some months ago, I believe back in July. But you do know that there's this major deterrence of U.S. warships and carriers there in nearby waters of Iran. Your thoughts on what you believe will happen?
Well, thanks for having me. You know, the Iranian regime is in a real pickle here. Their attack in April had only about a 1% success rate of missiles actually getting to land in Israel, and they only injured and killed one young girl. If they try to do another one of these massive assaults and Israel intercepts all their missiles and drones, Iran is going to look very toothless here, and really it'll be a sign that Israel has complete impunity to act however it wants inside the country. So I suspect we're actually going to see a bit of a smaller attack this time around, just so that Iran can try to save some face here. It's put itself in a strategic bind where they have announced any attack inside Iran will be met with an attack from Iranian territory into Israel. So now they're trying to calibrate this. I think we might see Iran delay this even further. They are enjoying seeing all these planes that normally go into Israel having to stop. The Israeli economy is feeling that pressure. And so Iran feels they can delay this for a little bit longer, I think.
Okay, that's interesting. That sort of expands the timeline here that we could be discussing. Which doesn't help the situation, obviously, because the concern is still there. Amir, I did want to ask you, though, about perhaps the strength of Hamas and Hezbollah, right? That we just heard about the political leader being taken out from Hamas, and then also this military commander of Hezbollah. Is there any indication that these recent deaths could impact these terrorist organizations and where they stand, their capabilities?
Thank you for having me. You know, Emma, these two terrorist leaders who have been killed, let's look who they are. It's July 31st at 2 a.m. Tehran time. The Ismail Haniyeh was killed. It looked like the James Bond movie. How Israel denying that, but it's definitely Israel's job. Israel could do that in the most secure site in Tehran, in Saadabad area, and then 10 hours earlier, it was the most powerful military commander of Hezbollah, another Iran-backed terrorist group in Lebanon. Fuad Shukr was killed. And, you know, this guy had a key role with Imad Mughnieh to kill 241 U.S. Marine in 1983 in Lebanon. And U.S. have been looking to find this guy and was a bounty for him for $5 million from U.S. government. And you know what? When Israel took care of it and killed these two very dangerous terrorist leaders, it should be a phone call from Joe Biden and Kamala Harris administration to Benjamin Netanyahu and say, oh, wow, thank you. After 41 years, somebody took care of it. But instead, on Thursday, a day after killing of these two, Joe Biden called Benjamin Netanyahu, yelling at him and saying, why you did that? Because we had our conversation when you were in Oval Office this week. I told you don't do anything stupid. And, you know, this means and then this Saturday, it's another news. The Kuwaiti newspaper, Al Jarida, just released an information from a source from inside Iranian National Security Council that
I gotta jump in. I apologize to cut you off, Amir. Just in essence of time here, we're up against a break. But Amir Fakhravar weighing in on that, and Gabriel Nerona. Thank you both again for your expertise on this. We'll continue to watch and monitor the situation in the Middle East. It's still a developing story. More on National Report when we come back.